I'm a bit late with this one. It's been 2 weeks since the campaign ended. Better late than never, I guess. Also, sorry about this flashbang. Finland is getting its first rays of sunlight since like September, I guess. That's pretty nice. The campaign itself was even better than the previous one, and I really like the fall campaign as well. So that's crazy. I wasn't expecting that when I was discovering the tracks. They were kinda all over the place. I played the tracks quite on and off. Sometimes I grinded for a week straight, only Trackmania. Then sometimes I didn't play Trackmania for a couple of weeks. So the results are kinda mixed, depending on the track. Overall though, I'm quite satisfied with the times I got. This time I tried to get top 1000 overall. I didn't really have like a goal for separate tracks, other than top 100 Finland, but that's kinda easy on most of them. I managed to reach those goals somehow, and some I broke completely. Anyways, here's my runs or something. This was definitely my least played track this season. I felt like the only significant time save was in the drop down, which I did not care for at all. Another track that I had just completely forgotten about towards the end of the season, but the small shortcut through the trees was quite cute. This is the first track that I grinded a bunch. I really wanted to get the champion medal on it, but I just couldn't get a clean start with a good end. One of the few tracks that I just didn't like, but that's only because I hate touching grass. I have zero clue how to improve on a track like this. This track had some very satisfying nose slides and turns, but it wasn't really my style. Quite fun for a plastic track, but definitely not something I would grind. Although I despise grass, this wasn't too bad. I've always hated the 08 meme tracks, but this season, after the hitbox update of course, it was my favorite track by far, and also my first time getting into top 100 world and top 1 Finland. I'm not that big of a fan of short ice maps, but this was aight. I got this time very early on into the campaign, as you can maybe tell by the car skin. The concept of the track is very fun, but after knowing the fastest path, it's just another snow map. I like driving full speed maps, but I'm so ass at it. The time I had before this one was half a second slower, and I have zero clue what I did better. This track could have easily been one of my favorites, but I hate the sand turn. And not even the sand itself, the sand is fine, but the checkpoint beforehand is placed so horribly. Another solid track. I like the lines you have to take. I like the idea of driving back towards the start on the roof of the track, but once again, not one that I hunted too much. A great and fun track, but I'll be real with you, I stopped playing the second I got a decent shortcut run. This was my least favorite track, also one of the lesser played. I just don't really like those squiggly thin line roads. Maybe because I suck at the game, but if you're good at the video game, maybe you actually enjoy this kind of shit. But yeah, not for me. In my opinion, cruise control is one of the worst effect blocks in the game, up there with slow-mo of course. But actually, in this track I think it added something a bit more interesting. I kinda like this track, but after the hitbox update it got way too fast for me, and the ending was so hard to handle, I just couldn't be consistent with it. Another one of these old car skin records. I didn't really play much of this after the beginning of the season, since it's a bit too long and precise for me to get a clean run through. A fun track, but this many wall hacks just makes it feel a bit too press forward for me. I wish I had grinded for a cleaner end though. I didn't really like this track in the Discovery. Why? Because of the slow fucking mows. But as it turns out, there are a couple of cuts you can do to skip 2 of those, and it actually made the track way more enjoyable. Even then, I didn't really grind for a perfect time, but I'm satisfied with this. This is so far the most skill-based bobsleigh map I've seen in a campaign, but even though it's difficult, it was quite fun. This was my favorite track in the Discovery, and I think I said something along the lines, this will be the one I grind the most, and well, it was one of the most grinded ones, but definitely not for the reason I thought it would be. I like this track because it's so different from your usual campaign track, but that doesn't mean I enjoy it, which is why after getting the author medal I didn't play this track until the last day of the campaign, when I improved the time just 10 seconds before the campaign ended, putting me in the top 1000 world in the overall campaign. Not much to say about this one. It's a nice track, but I didn't really play it too much. The 80 on this track was way harder than anything else in the campaign, which didn't really motivate me to play more of it. So the next time I played the track was on the last day of the campaign, when I played for 10 minutes and managed to improve by over 1000 positions.